You're sitting in a room. Someone asks you a question. You know exactly what they said. You can translate it in your head perfectly. But when you open your mouth, nothing. It's like there's a ghost in the machine, a barrier between your brain and your voice. You feel a heat in your chest, a slight panic. You end up nodding or saying something simple like, "I agree," even though your mind is full of complex, brilliant ideas. Why? Why can you understand a Harvard professor on YouTube, but you can't explain your own thoughts to a stranger in a coffee shop? The answer is not more vocabulary. The answer is not more grammar. The answer is a psychological glitch that has been programmed into you since the day you started learning English. Welcome to Talkflow Daily. Today, we are not just learning a language, we are performing an exorcism. We are removing the mental blocks that keep you silent. Before we reveal the truth, I want to see how many of us are trapped in this silent matrix. If you've ever felt like your English is 10 times better in your head than it is in your mouth, hit that like button right now. It helps the algorithm find others who need this message. And tell me in the comments, what is the one word that always makes you freeze? Let's build a map of our struggles. Section 2. The illusion of knowledge. The teacher's lie. Let's be honest, your English teacher lied to you. They taught you that English is a subject to be studied, like history or geography. They told you that if you memorized enough rules, fluency would magically appear. Just learn the present perfect and you'll be fine. Just finish this 500-page workbook and you'll be fluent. It was a lie. Learning about a language is not the same as acquiring a language. Studying grammar activates your explicit memory, but speaking, real-time, high-speed conversation happens in your implicit memory. You are trying to drive a Formula One car using a manual for a bicycle. When you study grammar, you build a monitor in your head, a little judge that sits on your shoulder and whispers, "Is that the right preposition? Is that the correct tense?" By the time you've checked the rules, the conversation has moved on. You are left behind, standing in the silence of your own perfectionism. Are you tired of the monitor on your shoulder? If you want to kill the judge and start the flow, type "kill the judge" in the comments. Subscribe to Talkflow Daily because we are the only channel in 2026 telling you the brutal truth about the system. Section 3. The Amygdala Hijack, the Neuroscience of Fear. Let's go deeper into your brain. When you try to speak English, a part of your brain called the amygdala lights up. This is your fight or flight center. It's the same part of the brain that activates when you see a snake or a car headed toward you. Your brain perceives a mistake in English as a threat to your social survival. You are afraid of looking stupid. You are afraid of losing your status. So what does your brain do? It shuts down. It cuts the connection between your thoughts and your mouth to protect you from embarrassment. Your silence is not a lack of knowledge, it is a defense mechanism. You don't need a dictionary, you need a nervous system reset. Think about it. When you are alone in your shower or driving your car, your English is probably amazing. Why? Because the amygdala is asleep. There is no threat. No one is judging you. The person you are in the shower is the real English speaker you can become in public. Have you ever noticed that you speak better English when you are alone? Or maybe after one glass of wine? Tell us your shower English stories in the comments. We need to normalize the fact that our brains are just trying to protect us from a danger that doesn't exist. The biggest enemy of your Talkflow is the internal translator. Most people think in their native language, then try to build a bridge to English. I want to say this. Okay, how do I say that in English? Okay, subject, verb, object. By the time you finish the translation, your brain is exhausted. You're using 100% of your CPU to do a task that should be automatic. In 2026, the world is moving too fast for translators. If you translate, you are always 2 seconds behind reality. And in a conversation, 2 seconds is an eternity. To be fluent, you must delete the bridge. You must start building a direct connection between your emotions and your English words. How? By creating what I call language islands, small zones of your life where your native language is forbidden. Not 24 hours a day, that's impossible, but 15 minutes of total, pure English immersion. If you're still here, it's because you know this is the truth you've been looking for. Share this video with that one friend who is always studying but never speaking. Let's wake them up together. Before we move to the next part, I want you to do something strange. I want you to realize that the version of you that speaks English is a different person. Language is not just words, it's a personality, it's a frequency. When you speak English, your voice changes, your gestures change, even your sense of humor changes. The reason you can't speak is because you are trying to force your native personality into an English box. It doesn't fit. You feel like an imposter. But what if I told you there is a way to bypass your personality, a way to hijack the English language so it becomes your first language for a few hours every day? In the second part of this video, I'm going to reveal the 3 pillars of the flow state, the exact protocol used by the world's most successful CEOs to master a language in months, not years. But be warned, once you see it, you can never go back to your old way of learning. We have identified the prison. Now, let's talk about the escape. If you want to stop translating in your head, you have to stop feeding the translator. Most of you spend your day consuming English through a filter. You watch a movie with subtitles in your native language. You use a bilingual dictionary. You use Google Translate for every difficult email. Every time you do this, you are telling your brain, "Don't worry, English isn't important. Our native language will save us." You are keeping the bridge alive. To speak fluently, you must burn the bridge. Starting today, you enter the monolingual zone. If you don't know a word, don't look for the translation. Look for the definition in English. Look for the image on Google Images. Connect the sound, apple, directly to the red fruit, not to the word in your language. This is painful at first. Your brain will scream. It will feel like you are drowning. But this is where the magic happens. This is where your brain finally realizes, okay, if I want to survive this conversation, I have to think in English. Are you ready to delete your translator apps for 24 hours? Just 24 hours. If you are brave enough to try this dark mode of learning, comment "Bridge burnt" below. Hit the like button to signal your commitment to the flow. Section 7. The Shadow Protocol. Pillar 2. Let's talk about the physical barrier, your mouth. English has sounds that your native language doesn't. Your tongue is a muscle, and right now, it's out of shape. You don't need to study pronunciation, you need to shadow. Shadowing is the secret weapon of the world's greatest polyglots. It's simple, yet 99% of people are too lazy to do it. Take a clip of a speaker you love, someone with a voice that inspires you. Listen to one sentence, then speak it at the exact same time as them, not after, with them. Don't focus on the words, focus on the music, the rhythm, the way their voice goes up and down, the way they breathe. You are not a student anymore.
You are an actor. You are hijacking their personality to build your own. When you shadow for 15 minutes a day, you are creating muscle memory. You are teaching your tongue the dance of English. Soon, the words will come out automatically, not because you thought of them, but because your muscles remember the move. Section 8. The Identity Shift. Pillar 3. This is the most important part of the video. If you miss this, nothing else matters.
The biggest reason you can't speak English is that you don't believe you are an English speaker. In your mind, you are a learner, and a learner is someone who is allowed to be quiet. A learner is someone who is trying. You need to kill the learner and birth the speaker. Even if you only know 100 words, use them with the authority of a king. Stop saying sorry for my English. Never apologize for your English again. When you apologize, you activate your amygdala. You tell your brain, we are doing something wrong. Be afraid. Instead, take up space. Own your accent. Your accent is not a mistake. It is a trophy of your courage. It shows the world that you speak more than one language. I want you to write this in the comments right now. I am an English speaker. Not I want to be, not I'm trying to be. I am. Say it until you believe it. Subscribe to Talkflow daily if you're ready to leave the learner identity behind forever. So, what is the plan? How do we execute this in 2026? Forget 2-hour study sessions. You don't have time for that, and your brain hates it. I want 15 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes of monolingual input. Watch something 100% in English. 5 minutes of shadowing. Speak along with a native. 5 minutes of self-talk. Narrate your life like a movie while you're in the shower or driving. If you do this every single day, you aren't just learning, you are building a talk flow. You are training your brain to stay in the English frequency. The difference between the person who stays stuck for 10 years and the person who becomes fluent in 6 months is not talent. It is the daily commitment. That is why this channel is called Talkflow Daily, because the flow only works if it never stops. The matrix is thin now. You can see the light on the other side. You understand why you were stuck. You have the tools to get out. But I have to warn you, tomorrow morning when you wake up, the matrix will try to pull you back. Your brain will say, it's too hard. Let's just watch a video in our native language. Let's just study a little grammar. Don't listen. Your voice is a weapon. Your story deserves to be heard by the world. Don't let a fear of grammar or a ghost in the machine keep you silent for another year.
You have the iPhone 15 Pro Max in your pocket. You have the internet. You have the knowledge. The only thing missing is your decision to start. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone you care about. We are building a global community of people who refuse to stay silent. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and I will see you tomorrow for your next dose of flow. The truth has set you free. Now, speak.